For the first video on this channel, I talked about the history of motor rail, British Rail's means of transporting cars, and the introduction of the Cartic 4 car transporter. However, whilst the likes of Ford of Britain were using the Cartic 4, it turns out that over in the US, General Motors were thinking in a completely different direction. Back in the 1960s, GM was using pretty standard means of transporting their new cars to customers by rail using 89-foot triple-deck auto-rack car wagons. These wagons, due to their open-deck nature, allowed for damage and vandalism to occur relatively easy, sometimes resulting in heavy costs. Typically, these wagons could transport 5 average-sized cars per level, allowing for 15 in total. For smaller cars, 18 could just about squeeze onto the wagon, but these were noticeably under the wagon's maximum loading weight. Railways usually charged per carload rather than per item, meaning that this loss of haulage capacity was resulting in higher shipping costs per car for GM. Growing tired of rising costs, GM approached Southern Pacific Railroad to create a solution for transporting its upcoming 1970 high-volume model, the Vega. What transpired was the Vertipack, which, like its name, transported its cars by packing them vertically nose down, door handle to door handle with 15 cars per side, allowing for 30 to be transported in one 89-foot wagon. The Vegas were kept upright in their shipping position by being bolted directly via their chassis to the wagon before the door was forklifted into position. However, shipping the Vegas essentially on their nose, especially when full of fluids, would require modifications not fitted to other cars in order to allow for no leaks or issues come journey's end. These included changes to stop oil draining into the cylinders, high-level battery caps, and a washer bottle positioned at a 45-degree angle. Come unloading time, the cars were practically ready to be driven away, with only minor preparation work required. The Vertipack served GM well for a number of years, with the only downfall being, surprisingly, the Vega itself. Despite being a high-volume model, the Chevy Vega became notorious for problems, including axle separation issues, which resulted in one of the largest recalls of a single model ever, with over 500,000 Vegas being affected in 1972. General Motors and Southern Pacific had designed the Vertipack solely for use with the Vega, and so the wagons could not be used to transport any other General Motors models. Therefore, come the end of the Vega in 1977, GM sees use of the Vertipack and today resorts back to using standard triple-deck auto-rack wagons. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss future videos.